Hello everyone, today we're designing a character based on a name. So, first of all, we have to go to our name generator. I use the Warriors one because I find that one is very efficient and has a lot of cool names in there. So, I chose Rabbit That Runs Uphill. Now we're going to go to Procreate and begin drawing. I decided that I wanted to have the character be a bobcat. I know that the name says rabbit, but to make it a rabbit would be a little cliche and obvious. So I decided to go with some sort of feline, and a bobcat was what came to mind. So for the pose, I wanted to follow the name, which was, of course, Rabbit That Runs Uphill, so I had to have the character running. This pose, I didn't use a reference for it, I just kind of have it floating around in my head, so this is a good opportunity to pull it out and use it. I know this is supposed to be a reference sheet, but it's fun to have a dynamic pose every now and then. And anyway, I'm not going to be adding extra stuff like headshots and different poses because that's way too much effort for just a fun, random little character to do in a couple minutes. Now, the fact that I wasn't referencing an actual photo made it hard for me to figure out where to put the other two legs, so I kind of just gave up on them in the end. Now, I'm imagining that this is an ambitious and confident character, so I wanted the facial expression to reflect that. So, I decided to have alert, pointed forward ears, and a happy mouth, and bright eyes as well. I decided to open the mouth up in the end, too, and then I began my line art. Now, the colors of a character are very important towards conveying a general theme of the design, as well as the character's personality and other parts of them. So, I went for warmer shades, kind of to reflect a rabbit-like pelt, but I also wanted to add some unique markings. When I draw markings on my mammalian OCs, I don't follow the typical markings for that animal species because, that's just boring. You have tons of bobcats that are just like gray or brown cats with a bunch of spots. I mean, that's fine. I have nothing against that. But when you're designing a character, you want it to be unique, not just in body shape, but also in markings and coloration. I did struggle a bit with the facial markings, but eventually I found something that I liked, and I began to kind of just roll with that throughout the entire design. Now, I think it's time that we spice things up a little. Why don't I tell you the backstory of this character? And I'm making this up on the spot, so it's going to be a little weird. Rabbit That Runs Uphill was born in the summertime to a single mother, and he was the second oldest of 5 siblings. Unfortunately, 3 of his siblings passed away during a flash flood, so Rabbit and his sister, Lily, were the only ones left to help support their mother. Many months passed, and Rabbit and Lily grew up. Eventually, they left home and set out to find their own homes and make their own families. Unfortunately for Rabbit, he didn't find a special someone, so he was mainly alone. However, he wasn't too upset with this. He spent his days running up hills and chasing rabbits, like his name implied. But one day, after about 2 years, Lily found her way into Rabbit's home. She was wounded and stumbling, and very upset. "What's wrong?" Rabbit asked. "What happened?" Lily replied that humans were cutting down the forest that they had been born in, and they had almost caught her too. So Rabbit decided that they had to make a stand. They couldn't just let people take away their homes, not without putting up a fight. Lily protested, saying that 2 bobcats couldn't fight against an entire group of humans trying to chop down the forest. But Rabbit had an idea. So the next day, he headed towards the forest and found a bunch of people trying to chop down the trees. He leaped at them, and suddenly, a female bobcat appeared. She was gray and silver, and Rabbit was immediately in love with her. So the humans released her, and it appeared that Lily had been wrong the whole time. They weren't there to cut down trees. They were just releasing bobcats. They were trying to repopulate the area with the apex predator. So Rabbit fell in love with the bobcat, whose name was Silver. They became mates and lived happily ever after with many kittens and a good home. And that's the end of that story. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, a comment, or a subscribe, or all of them if you want to be really nice and make my day, if you enjoyed this. So, here is my design for Rabbit That Runs Uphill. Do you guys think I fit the theme properly? Please tell me down in the comments. Thanks for watching!